Yep, it is time to get rolling here on this beautiful Monday evening. Welcome back to the Mana Simple channel. Hopefully I can get that frame in a good spot. But we are back with one of the decks from this weekend's Modern Challenge. This is actually the winner of the Modern Challenge, played by Faithless Brewing Podcast Discord regular and all-around great brewer, MrRaeb. Not sure. Maybe he'll drop in, grace us with his presence. This is Sultai Urza, which, as most of these decks are feeding Yorion. Yorion the Sky Nomad is our companion, which requires us to play a deck with at least 20 more cards than the minimum deck size. So we're playing an 80-card deck, so it gets to be chock full of all the best possible value cards in the modern metagame. So we're playing Arcum's Astrolabe and Ice-Fang Coatl, as we were in the 60-card version. Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, which gets to crank up to 4 full copies. Emry, Lurker of the Loch, which has some wonderful synergy with Mishra's Bauble. So Mishra's Bauble, similar to how Lurus has been playing it, but Emry's been doing it for longer, and actually has to be in your deck. Then we've got Urza, Lord High Artificer. So one of the most powerful things that this deck gets to do with Yorion is you can have turns where you play Urza, and because Urza has the ability tap an untapped artifact you control, add blue, you can tap up to 5 mana out of your artifacts or artifacts and lands and play Yorion Sky Nomad. At that point, you can flicker Urza as well as almost all of the other artifacts that you tapped. And at the end of that turn, you're going to have as much mana as you had artifacts when you did that. So you can play Urza with, say, 4 lands, and if you have a total of 5 or 6 artifacts in play, you can tap all those artifacts to play Yorion, flicker everything, including the Urza. You get a second construct, and all your artifacts come back into play untapped. So if you have Arcum's Astrolabes, those are going to draw you a new card because they're entering the battlefield again. Engineered Explosives obviously doesn't work particularly well with that, but it does allow to tap again for mana. Mishra's Bauble, same deal. Food tokens from Gilded Goose, again, don't work particularly well. So one of the tensions in these deck lists when you're constructing them, and one of the amazing things looking at this deck list right now, is the unbelievably low number of artifacts in the actual main deck. So we've got, looks like 15 artifacts. That is the grand sum total of artifacts in this deck, which is playing the card Emry, Lurker of the Loch. So that's a really interesting point that we've gotten to here. It doesn't seem like you need to load up on artifacts. Earlier in the format, when Urza was more of a Grixis or blue-black deck, those decks would be playing sometimes 15 to 20 artifacts in a 60-card version. The Grixis were builds of the earlier days were playing, sometimes even more than that by percentage, and this is just generally a Sultai or blue-green based mid-range deck. This one splashing black for Fatal Push and Nihil Spellbomb, rather than splashing red for Galvanic Blast and Ren and 6. So we're going to see how this one runs as we hop into a modern queue. So I was looking at some other things that we could have been playing this week, something maybe a little bit more competitive to start off the week, as we've been doing a lot of my own brews and a lot of speculative decks. And I tried playing Black-Red Lurus last night, and it was unbelievably underwhelming. I haven't played the Lurus burn deck. I generally don't care for actual burn decks with Boros Charm, etc. So I'm really not super into playing any of those things, even though Lurus juices them up nicely. So Jund Lurus was fun. There's a 4-color Lurus deck that did quite well in the challenge that I might check out as time goes on. But it seems that the meta has adjusted pretty well to these predominantly red, predominantly aggressive Lurus decks. Obviously the Jund one still has a lot of staying power, etc. So, but playing Lurus into this metagame, if you want to watch someone do that, you can definitely check out a lot of other very, very, very talented pro players. I'm sure they're into that. For me, I'm going to play the cards that I love, which include Urza, Lord High Artificer, and all sorts of control cards like Cryptic Command, etc. We are against Bean Eater here in the first match of the evening, so let's see how she goes. Okay, we got the exclamation point deck set up correctly, so let's reveal my Sky Noodle. Wobble, wobble. How is this opener? That's not too bad. We've got the Zagoth Triome in our opener, which is not the best, but this deck has a reasonably high likelihood of having some clunky draws. So I'm going to stop on my opponent's upkeep that I don't need. Spire Bluff. I wonder if we're against Storm or Blue-Red as foretold. The Serum Visions tells me very little. There's a good chance we're going to go turn 1 Prismatic Vista for a forest to get the Gilded Goose, because if I find an untapped land by turn 2, I can have Metallic Rebuke up on turn 2, which would be ideal. So we're just looking for untapped lands off the top, just like that one. Perfect. So we're not going to be able to have Mystic Sanctuary available on 4 with this hand, but I think this is the right direction to take it. So on turn 2, we're going to play Nihil Spellbomb with the forest, and the island is going to be up to play Metallic Rebuke. So should be in a reasonable spot in terms of interacting with our opponent, playing onto the stack. We will see if that is good enough if they are on the As Foretold deck. They should know what we're on at this point. Greater Garganon. Yep, so they're on the As Foretold deck. So we should have a reasonable matchup here. We do need to be a little bit careful about their restore balances, as those could really, really devastate us if we sort of commit overly much to the board in specific ways. But I think this is generally going to be an okay matchup for us. We do have stack-based interaction, which is what you need to have in order to compete against that deck. You need to be able to counter either the spells that they're using to play their free spells, or you want to be able to counter the free spells themselves. So here they're exiling EOT. I think they incorrectly tapped their Spire Bluff there. I think they wanted to tap it for red. No, Petty Theft. That's fine. That does not stop me from casting Metallic Rebuke. So really that's not a problem at all. An interesting choice. But it does mean that their hand is reasonably weak here. They have... yeah. They pitched a Spirit Guide for that. That's wacky. I wonder if they're going for a Restore Balance this turn. That would probably explain what's going on. They actually suspended Ancestral Visions. Well, that's just wonderful news for us. Okay. So this turn we just get to play this Triome and play the Goose. I could play the Astrolabe instead, but having the Goose in next turn means I have access to 4 mana next turn if I'd like it. There we go. Perfect. So now we have more food than we were going to have before, which is right where we want to be. Next turn we can play Urza and sort of still have interaction up afterwards, depending on what their hand is. They're really thin on cards. And if this is an Electro Dominance into another card, they are going to be very sad. No, they're just sacking to draw with their land. Oh, I wonder if they still have the Electro Dominance into a Restore Balance here. We're about to find out. Oh, they're going to, and then they're going to die to the Metallic Rebuke. Interesting. Yeah, they're going down on everything here to try to Electro Dominance me out of this game with 2 cards in hand, but that's not going to go well for them, unfortunately. Looks like concession time for the Blue-Red As Foretold player. No idea what's about to be coming for them, but goodness gracious me, what a blowout here. Are they targeting themselves? They are. That's adorable. There it is. So we can counter this. Go 1, 2, 3. And that should be good game. They put themselves on 0 resources to do that. Their Ancestral Visions is 3 more turns away. So they really completely shanked it to go all in there. Which is fair, though, to be... let's be fair to my opponent. So the chance that I had interaction up for that with only 1 blue mana untapped was very unlikely, I would say, especially in the 80-card deck. But... that was the piece of interaction I kept in my opener, and it got us there. So looks like we're going on to game number 2. Abrupt Decay seems good here. Damping Sphere seems fine as well. Stroke is no good. Dispel is probably fine. So Fatal Push, even though it does kill their rhinos, I don't think I'm particularly interested in that. We're just going to try to prevent those rhinos from coming into play in the first place if we can, or we can kill them with engineered explosives, so we have more outs for that. They don't have a lot of graveyard interaction, so let's see. I'm bringing in 6 here, so probably don't need a lot of life gain, so let's cut 1 Uro, and then I want to cut a Nihil Spellbomb, but I don't think cutting down on my artifact synergies is a particularly good idea, so I'm just going to board out that and be good with this. I'll be back in 2 seconds, and we'll hop into game number 2 of our league here. Just polishing off my evening coffee. I can't talk tonight. Blah, 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 blah. There you are. Sky Noodle. One noodly boy. This barely has Urza Sultai. This is just Simic in a fancy suit. I invite you to check out the teamer decks that are doing well. And how are you doing, Mr. Larynx Punchworthy? Welcome back, my friend. Hand seems reasonable against that deck. I have a turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Emry with 1 mana up, unless we want to sack our food, which we can do for the Abrupt Decay, so seems like we're going to be fine here. Just finished a 9-hour drive and want to Where were you driving to / from? That sounds like a journey. Okay, I'm just going to double check my mana base here. I'm assuming that I have a breeding pool, and I definitely... Okay, so I have a breeding pool. It means I need to sacrifice my food for access to the black mana, or I can use the Vista. Okay, so we're good to get breeding pool on turn 1 here. To New Jersey from Ohio. Okay, so you're now in New Jersey? You visiting family, friends? Are they out of lockdown or something new? So I'm from Ontario, which is right on top of New York State, as I'm sure you're aware. So interested in your American comings and goings. For work. Really? For work. Wow. Okay. For work. Oh, that's bold. Defense grid. Okay, well... So they're going to be trying to play their interaction on their turn. Okay, well... Or, I'm sorry, to try to play their stuff, their stoof. Alright, so we're going to play Emry. And I can Abrupt Decay this now, but I don't think that I will. Because if they play an As Foretold, that's probably a bigger deal. So let's play the Emry and the Arcum's Astrolabe this turn, I think. Canceled all the direct flights. They go through 4-hour layovers in Atlanta and Orlando. Though that sounds like a fun way to travel the country now, doesn't it? 4-hour layovers. It's delightful. That's exactly what you want. Okay, so... I'm not... Actually, yeah, I can... if I only sack 1 Bauble, if I draw a Metallic Rebuke right now, I can actually cast it. Although not on their turn, so never mind. Don't mind the guy sitting in front of the computer screen. He's an idiot. No idea what he's doing. Hopefully we don't get Restore Balanced off the face of the planet here. Okay, so that's one of the things we were hoping would not happen. Crashing Footfalls is fine. Urza is going to do fine work against that. So do I want to sack this other Bauble right now? So if I play Urza this turn, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, because I can play the Mishra's Bauble from my graveyard for free. And then I can filter through Astrolabe, but I can't quite have all the colors. Oh, I'm not going to have this food token. I still think I'm going to keep the mana. See where we end up. Keep the quote-unquote mana of the Mishra's Bauble. So we can get another island here, I believe. Yeah, that's not a problem. Next turn we'll have access to Mystic Sanctuary. Damping Sphere will be good against them in future, but it's not yet. So let's just play this Bauble. So if I play Urza, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, and then I could bounce one of their Rhinos, their Defense Grid, or their As Foretold. Bouncing their As Foretold has pretty negligible value. 4 mana is not enough to do the whole Yorion fanciness. So we're in an interesting spot here, to be sure. I could just Abrupt Decay their As Foretold, and then next turn sort of figure out what I'm going to do there. That's probably what I'm into doing here. Yeah. I don't. Obviously, getting hit for 8 by these Rhinos is not the most fun thing in the world, but on balance, I think that's probably where we're at. I think I'm going to keep both my Mishra's Baubles to have the maximum amount of mana on the next turn. Because they can just have a lot of clunk in their hand right now with the way their deck functions. A lot of clunky nothing. 4-hour layovers in Atlanta and Orlando. The worst flight in my life went through Philadelphia. We pulled out onto the tarmac. We were taxiing towards taking off, and they said, "Oh wait, we got to stop for a second. We got this thing that we got to deal with. Hold on." Are they killing my Emry here? I assume with an Electro Dominance and then playing another spell. They're killing my Goose. That's not too bad. Actually, that's not too bad at all. Another Crashing Footfalls. Well, that's a hell of a thing. Okay. Okay, so I can play the Sanctuary, put Abrupt Decay on top of my deck, which doesn't really matter. Cast Urza for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, cast Yorion. So that gives me enough power and toughness to survive the next turn. I can Emry to replay 1 Bauble this turn, or I can play a Nihil Spellbomb with one of my artifacts. Oh, the food doesn't come back, or I can't slide the food. So let's okay. So let's go through this step by step. So we can reset the Abrupt Decay first. This is fine. I'll finish my Philadelphia story in a second. This game just got a whole bunch more complicated. Okay, we're gonna play Urza here. So Urza gives me a 5/5. We're going to tap one of the artifacts I'm going to slide. So that'll be... Yeah, I mean... Ooh. Can I tap my Construct? No, it doesn't really matter, because I need the 1 mana to use Emry to play the Nihil Spellbomb. This is basically just a free sort of thing that I get to do, considering the way the rest of this turn is going to go. Go tap, 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 tap. And then I have Yorion, Urza, and a Construct to block. So I think I have to end up sacrificing Urza. But that's not the end of the world. Oh no, I could sack Emry instead of Urza here. Or at end of turn, when everything comes back, I can use the mana from most of them to bounce a Rhino and draw a card. Seems good. So let's see where we're at. So we're gonna draw. Oh, I can play the Abrupt Decay now. Okay, let's see where we're at. So I want to draw first. So let's put Emry on the bottom of the stack, then Urza, then the draw from Astrolabe. So first thing we're going to do is draw that Abrupt Decay I put on top. Cool. I don't think I can play it because I only have blue mana here. We're going to end up milling 4. We're still on end step, and I can play this Cryptic Command. I think I'll bounce a Rhino and draw a card, and then I have a 7/7, a 4/5 to block. So return target creature to its owner's hand, permanent, and draw a card. So it should be okay here. And fun tip that I got from someone at some point is that if you hold W on lands, you will get like the first quote unquote mana producing ability will be used on that land. You can also do the same thing on Urza. So if you click W on okay, so they get Electro Dominance for at least 1 here. So take 4, and then they ping Yorion. I don't take any more damage, so I think it's fine to just do it this way. Yeah, we're gonna maybe play risky. I don't know if this is risky business. Yeah, so the worst flight of my life. So I kind of got a surprise like 5-day contract with my company where they wanted me to fly down to Florida, and so I get a flight for the next day. It got changed multiple times because they booked it last minute. I ended up flying to, this has got to be Restore Balance, right? I ended up flying to Philadelphia first class, and then from Philadelphia I was supposed to go down to Fort Lauderdale. We go out onto the tarmac, we're supposed to get flying, and then they're like, oh, hey, tower is saying we have a problem, we gotta get one thing fixed. And they did the classic thing where they tell you it's going to be 15-20 minutes to figure it out over and over and over and over again. Yeah, it's Restore Balance. Okay, so this is not too bad. We're going to go down to 0 cards in hand, but my artifacts are untouched, and I get to keep 1 creature. If I keep a construct, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 6/6, which is pretty good, versus keeping Yorion or Urza. Urza gives me spins and mana, though. Without Urza, I'm down a lot of mana. And I already have the Abrupt Decay to kill this Rhino, so I think we'll just keep Urza. Sacrifice the rest. Cool. And then we do lose our hand. Actually, I was sort of counting on that, so we might be in trouble here. Let's see how dead we are. We have an extra draw stored in the Nihil Spellbomb, so maybe we're okay. That's not great. Probably should have kept the Yorion. So I can shock this. That's not relevant. I think I just have to draw 2 cards and pray, or I could spin Urza first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And 5. Spin to win, baby. Prismatic Vista. Well, that's no good. That doesn't keep me alive. Okay, I guess Urza's on chump block duty here. That's a shame. Maybe I should have tapped differently, I'm not sure. They drew something relevant. Woof. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. I see. I see. We have to block, so we will. Bye, Urza. Okay, our mana is pretty crappy now, but we have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of live draws in this deck, so let us hit any of those things. I think a 3rd island. Oh, I already have 3 islands, so let's just get a swamp. Just to get my colors a little more settled, because the Astrolabes are not great here. Mystic Sanctuary is good enough. Good. So we'll play Mystic Sanctuary, put Cryptic Command on top. Yes. Fire off Nihil Spellbomb on my opponent. We will pay for the draw a card. Yes, please. Okay. Exile all the cards from their graveyard, and then we'll bounce the Rhino. Cool. So, still alive. And that was a A+ top deck. Got him! Okay. You killed my Sky Serpent, you monster. Yeah, so we are stuck on the tarmac, and then they keep telling us it's going to be 15-20 minutes. It was like 20 minutes that we ended up waiting on the tarmac trying to escape Philadelphia. Sorry, 2 hours. 2 hours we were on the tarmac trying to escape Philadelphia. And we ended up having to go back to the terminal. And I have never seen people absolutely freak out the way I was seeing people freaking out on that plane. I could not believe it. It was unreal. So, never in my life have I witnessed insanity like I would describe what was happening there. Okay, so if I play blue, green, I can replay Uro this turn. So we're going to do that. They do have As Foretold on top of their library, so hopefully they don't just hit... I don't know what's happening here. Hopefully they don't just hit another land, or not another land. Hopefully the card in their hand that they had already is not the one of their payoff spells. If it is, we might get a little beat up. Okay. Here's Johnny. David Letterman. Okay. So if I get a Mystic Sanctuary here to play this Emry, it does not go particularly well for me, so I'm going to just get an island, try to buoy my life total. Yes, we've also got an Emry. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Pass the turn. So yeah, I've never seen people completely lose their minds like they were on that Philadelphia tarmac. All right, no payoff, no payoff, no payoff. Good, 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 good. Is there anything I want to do before combat? No, just attack. Trigger. Draw a card. Abundant Growth. I love that card. Yeah, I think I have too many stops set. Alright, Damping Sphere seems good against their deck, so we're going to play it now. No, we're not going to play it yet. We're going to play Abundant Growth first on my quote-unquote worst land. Although probably the islands, because I have so many of them, are technically... Or not technically, but they probably are worse. I think I have one more Mystic Sanctuary left in my deck. I do. I'm going to grab that. We're going to put Cryptic Command on top. Cryptic currently costs 7 on their turn. So... less so now. Okay. Now we're going to play Damping Sphere. And I guess I could play... How much is it going to cost me? X plus 3. Okay, so I can just play it for 3. And then... But that would kill my Uro, so I don't really want to do that. Yeah. Cryptic on top. Pass the turn. Balance one time. Yeah. Well, I couldn't stop them from getting there, so... Hopefully they don't hit it. Woo, GG's. Alright. Got him. So this blue-red As Foretold deck is very, very popular right now. I'm not entirely sure why, because it never seems particularly great when I play against it. I mean, I have lost to it, but it's just seems to be not quite good enough against the meta. That said, I'm sure there are selections that it is good against, like the Lurus decks or some such. Is my meme done processing? It is. Excellent. Let's get this posted. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, faster than my bullet. Oh, that's not what I want. What's this? Okay. So we're against Tondini. There we go. That's what I want. Yeah, we're going to keep this hand. We are against a Obosh deck. Obosh. And we are on the draw. Opponent mulls to 5. Bodes well for me. Although, interestingly, this deck does not have any kind of Dead of Winter or anything like that on the sideboard. So I'm hoping that between Disfigure, Abrupt Decay, Aether Gust will be okay. I don't really want to play Disfigure against them. Maybe it's not for this matchup. Maybe it's specifically for the Lurus matchups. Do 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 do. Baby do 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 do. Do I want to play this Goose on turn 1? Yeah, I think so. Then we get to play Astrolabe and have Rebuke on 2, which will hopefully be good enough to keep us in this. If they have land destruction on 2 here, we're going to be a little upset. If they have Magus, we'll be fine. So Clothis is not ideal, but actually not problematic quickly with this hand. We will be able to find time to deal with the Master of Cloth. Pyromancer, that's something. Let's see what's in their hand. And probably at least one land. Yeah. No lands. All right. We're gonna get beat pretty soon. You better lose yourself in the moment you own it. Never let it go. And I have to shock to have blue mana here, eh? Well, that's not fun. Awkward. Okay, we are going to shock. Sucks to be me. I know. Although the Goose gets to block an elemental, so like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I guess. Hopefully they drew at least one land in these top 3 cards. It's not all absolute gasoline. And actually, being able to block an elemental per turn is pretty significant. They literally have told us they're not playing Wrenn and 6, so. How's it going, Maybear? What did I say that goes against the first quote? I mean, Clothis is great. I just think we could beat Clothis. The Master of Cloth. You guys. Season Pyromancer the second. Nah, dog. Nah. Get him. Pew! My opponent played Acceleration. 2 can play at that game. Dose. Well, this is going from mediocre to mediocre-er. Okay. That's fine-ish. Boy. Okay. Hopefully we can get to the Sky Noodle next turn. Captain Noodles, as I like to call him. But I cannot realistically protect myself in any way this turn. And by okay, I mean bad. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Okay, let's draw a card here instead of making a food. Okay, that's kind of okay. What are you drawing? How dead am I? Wooded Foothills. Okay. Not very, except for the way in which exceptionally. Although, okay, we'll see. So they have 1 card in hand. They have the Wooded Foothills on top. So chances are they're going to play Obosh this turn and crack in for 10. But then next turn I have Cryptic. And then the turn after that I have Yorion. We'll see. See just how dead we are. I'm hoping this is Surprise Hellion Boy. What is up, dog? I just posted up a new meme, y'all. Go hit me with them upvotes. Hold on. Let me link it up. Prey Piercer. Oh, they're suing for 8 here. My mistake. So hold on. Let me link you the meme. Here's the hotness, the hot new meme. We do like memes here. Tis a good country for memes. Also need to draw a land. Hoping to draw a land. Otherwise we are in big trubs. Big old trubs. Land. That is really not a land. Okay, so Cryptic keeps me in this, technically. I already drew from that Bauble? Jeez Louise. This is some variance. Okay. So, we'll see if they play anything before combat. They don't really have any haste creatures, so, yeah. Do I want to bounce... Return target permanent to its owner's hand and tap all their creatures. So if I do that on their Obosh, it's out of play, and I tap their Arbor Elf. But I think I'll just tap all their creatures and draw a card, and we'll just see if we can draw something useful. I guess if I hit Urza, we kind of go nuts. So I think we're on the Urza or bust moment. Oh boy. Word Doctor. Actually, that is like a half of what I need to draw here. So if the other thing I draw is Urza, then we're in good shape. Oh no, because I sacked my food. I think I'm just dead. Because I like need a food and a land at this point. Okay, the land is not good enough because I'll have to chump block with the goose, and then we end up with nothing. Yeah. Oh no, the Cryptic just buys me another turn, eh? Alright. Oh, geez, I didn't really think about it. I need an account. I mean, Roy, you've spoken your feelings about Reddit, and to be fair, I think they're mostly valid. You know, the comments are usually a bit of a cesspool. I mean, there's some good discourse, but mostly when you give people anonymity to voice their opinions. Is this Lightning Bolt for $1 million? Nope. What the hell are you? Oh, right. That's actually fine. That doesn't put me any more or less dead than I was already. Okay, so we still need to draw an Urza. Do it right now. Right now. That's not an Urza. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Okay. They're flooding a little bit. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Although I can't Mystic Sanctuary anymore, so... Urza? Come on, buddy. I mean, I could play Yorion and flicker like an infinite number of things and then die to their attack. No matter what I draw, it doesn't matter. I think. Alright, well, we'll do it for funsies. See if we're going to draw anything at all useful. Oh, sorry. Blue. Okay. Sky Noodle. Okay. So flicker, 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 flicker. Infinite value. We're going to draw 3 here. So let's unload an EE from my hand on 0. And another EE from my hand on 0, because I don't really need multiple EEs on 0. They're going to kill each other, but mostly what we're doing is just making sure we don't have to discard them. And if I draw an Urza, I will be happy to have it. Draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, make a food. Doot, 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 doot. Super dead. Cool. Declare attacks with all your creatures. I dare you. I double dog dare you. So I think we definitely want this figure in this matchup. All right. This is the moment. Do they see the line? Attack with all my things. Oh, they saw the line. Oh, okay. Well, couldn't dodge it forever, I suppose. Let me just tell you, I am so happy to be back playing this kind of deck that I love. Just some dirtily mid-range control. I'm just so all about it. I don't know if I want more Abrupt Decays. You like the meme? That's good. That's good. I'm glad you like the meme. The Scorpio meme best. Yeah, the Scorpio meme is it's like the best one. I'll cut 1 Nihil Spellbomb. I was bringing 4 cards. 1 Nihil Spellbomb. Maybe some of these Abundant Growths, because I think I don't necessarily have time. Something like that seems fine. What do you get from more Reddit points? I have no idea. I mean, I think it's like internet clout. Like, I think when people see your account and they check how many points you have, they're like, whoa, look at all these points person X has. That sure is a lot of points. But that's about it. And it is divided, if you look at someone's account, between comment points and post points. So like points from content and points from commenting on other people's content. So I think it's just e-clout. I think that's it. Do you actually care? No, not really. I mean, the nice thing is when I see how my trying to figure out if I should make an account. I mean, if you want to comment on other stuff and get involved in discourse, then you can. It is a different type of discourse than Twitter. So, I mean, that's up to you. I don't know if it's better or worse. I don't know if I was supposed to cut Abundant Growths in post-board games. Because I feel like the amount of card draw this deck has, it might be like really sketchy. Because there's, I think there's like 29 lands in here. 29 lands. So maybe the churn was important. I just couldn't figure out what else I wanted to cut. Maybe it should have just been more Nihil Spellbombs and the 15 artifact count. Twitter doesn't have much discourse. It feels a lot of people shouting into the void. Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably going to be your experience with many things. Reddit can be like that. It depends on the community, like which subreddit you post in, and it depends on the kind of people that start talking on your article, so or on your post. on your thread. I don't know what the correct terminology is. Okay, what's your sick turn 1 play, Obosh deck? Obosh Iron Golem. Utopia Sprout. Okay, so we're probably just going to EE this off the bat. I could just keep Metallic Rebuke up for their next turn play, because if they have a bunch of 1-drops in their hand, it's like pretty crappy. Second EE. So we have a Metallic Rebuke and Aether Gust here. I guess the upside of dealing with what they have right now is that maybe they kept the hand based on thinking that the Utopia Sprawl would be a safe play. And next turn I can Misty Rainforest for my Zagoth Triome, most likely, and have Aether Gust up. So they literally can't play anything particularly threatening on 2 mana, so okay, another use Sprawl immediately, but that's fine. I think we're just going to fetch a Triome with that. I don't think playing this EE here is particularly effective, so we're just going to hang out with it. Made an account. Yep. No, that's fine. That's a totally reasonable way to interact with it. I was introduced to it in university in first year because I took a course on social digital media, and we were sort of required to investigate different different of the online mediums, and I checked it out. I think that's where I first saw it. Magus of the Moon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. Would you like it on top? Would you like it with a pop? Would you like it with a bun? They put it on the bottom. I mean, you could always post links in like the modern subreddit. You could post a link to your articles when you write them. Like I've posted articles there before, but I didn't find them particularly well received. I would like it none. Fair enough. Did you look up Yertle the Turtle yet? Roy could probably corroborate that there is Lisa saying Yertle the Turtle, quite possibly the best book ever written on the subject of turtle stacking. Arbor Elf. Man, that sure looks like a 1-drop. Delicious. You haven't looked up Yertle the Turtle? Yo, correct that, Missy. Get your shit together. Okay. I think I'll play EE on 1 and then hold up Metallic Rebuke. Actually, that seems really sketchy. I think I'm supposed to play it and crack it, and then I have Cryptic Command to bail me out. But if what they have as a follow-up is Magus of the Moon, I can't beat that. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can't Metallic Rebuke a Magus of the Moon right now, but I can Cryptic Command it. So I think I'm just supposed to sit. The Dr. Seuss book. Yes, we're talking about the Dr. Seuss book. Yertle the Turtle. Yeah, it's totally real. It's 100% real. Yertle the Turtle is a real book about turtle stacking. Absolutely 110% real. Overflowing happiness is an appropriate reaction to the realization that Yertle the Turtle is real. Yertle is rude. That is, yeah, that's definitely the story. That is definitely contained within the story. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So if this is Obosh plus plus a Veil of Summer, we're probably up a creek here, but we shall see how badly we get blown out. Conceded. Wow. Wow. I barely played anything that game. Okay. I will take it. Okay, I think I'm supposed to have these Abundant Growths back in. I don't know what I'm supposed to cut. Maybe it's Metallic Rebuke. So Metallic Rebuke is kind of chonky, and they end up with a lot of mana anyway. Maybe it's just more Nihil Spellbombs, and we'll just count on being able to draw up to the artifact count, and then maybe one Rebuke, something like that. Very much a tricky deck to sideboard in this matchup, I think. I mean, I think she already found it, friend. Mulligans to 6. I think I'll keep this one. Having EE on 1 seems good, plus Rebuke on 2. Having the Zagoth Triome in my hand is pretty bad, but yeah. It's real. Yertle the Turtle. Tell your kids. No turn 1 play. Well, that's just phenomenal. Play my tap land, pass the turn. Probably playing EE on 0 to get me to Metallic Rebuke. This is a lot of nothing in my hand, though. So hopefully my single piece of interaction will get me there. Come on, Tezzeret. Do your thing. You and your dreadlocks. Is Mac the turtle at the bottom of the stack? I honestly, it has been forever since I read the book, so I definitely don't remember the details. They almost certainly have Veil. I mean, in their deck, yes. In their hand last game, they did not. If you mean in their hand this game, yeah, I would guess so. But since they played 0 acceleration, they can play one of their 3-drops next turn. But, you know, this might be end of turn shock stomp me, but like, that's not a problem. So, if we hit, wow! Okay. Roy, where is this kind of luck when we play in finals? We never have Amulet Titans who draw like this. We never play against Amulet Titan players who play like this. Why can't we play against Amulet Titan players? Like, obviously this is Gruul mid-range, but like, we always end up against like actually good decks. Hex Drinker. Resolves. Yeah, because I can still Aether Gust that end of turn. Oh, they might have the Veil. But if they tap to level up, then they won't. Okay, so they must not have it, at least not now. And then we'll see how much they level it up next turn. Oh, they are going to level it up. Okay, so we'll put it on top. Yo, Bird's going to eat Yertle. He flew too close to the sun. Is this a concession Aether Gust? It might be. Puts it on the bottom. Sure. Okay. We're going to get a 3rd island here so that we are good to go on Mystic Sanctuaries, and I'm getting a basic island in case they do land a Magus of the Moon at some point. Goodness gracious. That's a flood and a half. All right, we're going to start wanting to fetch Mystic Sanctuaries here, so we can play Yorion next turn, which we might do just to get a threat on board that they can't easily kill. And we'll have Aether Gust as backup on the turn after, so if they keep drawing so heinously, we might be okay. Wow. So yeah, we're just going to put Aether Gust on top and then cast Yorion and then start beating them down with a Sky Noodle. Noodly, 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 noodly. Noodly, 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 noodly. Boosh. Yes, please. On a top. And they conceded. Wow, that was a match, I guess. Sky Noodle coming. They knew they couldn't beat it. Wow. Well, that was an amazingly mediocre hand that just sort of worked out, so sure. I'll take it. I'm getting select pictures from Yertle the Turtle right now texted to me, and life is Real damn beautiful. Start that rebellion. Mac yeet Yurtle. What? That can't be right. I wonder if... Will this work? Yeah. Damn it, Discord, why you gotta try to crash on me? Why you gotta try to crash on me? Okay, Shane Young. Okie dokie. Sky Noodle. Lurus of the Dream Den. All right, we got the Battle of Titans here. So we'll see what kind of variety of Lurus they are on. I think I want to start off with Gilded Goose in either case, because we have an Abrupt Decay for their first relevant permanent. And having acceleration seems like where I want to be at. You can play Astrolabe this turn, double Goose next turn. No, I think I want the Goose this turn, especially if I pick up a Uro. Okay, I guess you are crashing. Fine, you can crash Discord, you frickin' nerd. Oh, it's Lurus Bogles. Okay, so this Abrupt Decay is actually going to come in real handy. Okay, so I think we're playing 2 Astrolabes this turn. And a Goose. Yeah, 2 Astrolabes and a Goose. This could fetch anything. Basic Island is probably the best case scenario. Yeah, this doesn't change my overall numbers of artifacts here. So we're going to have Urza on 3 here. I'm going to get to your comment as soon as I can, Rye. Just got to play through these turns. Okay. Regarding your question about why your opponents in more competitive tournaments don't face as much misfortune as your opponents in leagues, since you play better in tournaments that matter more, you end up playing against stronger competitors. In those tournaments, such competition barely relinquishes any edges. On the other hand, in leagues, opponents are less likely to be of such caliber. This increases your opposition's play skill, probably, gives you the illusion that your opponents are lucky in this league, but nowhere near as unlucky in tournaments that matter more. Note, this says nothing about how unlucky you get. I'm specifically talking about your opposition. Yeah, I was just making a crack about the fact that we we never have it so easy when we're playing in the sort of higher caliber tournaments. But yeah, I mean, of course it makes sense. And specifically, it's funny because the Titan player in question was the same guy. He knocked us out of the winning the face-to-face Open Plus, and then when me, you, and Paul played in that trios showdown on the Sunday, same deal. We lost to the same player. I can sack for green here, no problem. I cannot Abrupt Decay this turn, correct? Because I can make 1 mana off the construct, filter it through the Astrolabe. I can make 1 mana off the Astrolabe, but I can't filter it anywhere. So I think We're going to make 1 mana off the Astrolabe, filter it through the other Astrolabe. Yeah. And no, hold on. I want to put this on an island, actually. So tap that, and then add green. We'll draw a card here, and then next turn we'll be able to Yorion for a goofy amount of value. So that's kind of sick. We do have a 4/4 for this turn, but I can take pretty much anything that they can dish out. Yes, that was the player in question, Roy. The team was Fournier, Capstick, and Gordon. I think it was Gordon when we played them at the Open. But when we played them, it was... What is his name? I'm sure I can remember it. I can't remember it. So, okay, so we're going to take 4 here, but that's fine. Oh, maybe more. I'm happy with discovering Yertle the Turtle. Yeah, it's... oh, it was Omar. Yeah, it was Omar at that one. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is a 6/6 Bogly Boy. 1/6/6 Bogly Boy. This is gonna hurt. Oof! What Doctor? That's quite a hit. Ryle is real. The Red Hot Chili Peppers did a song based off of it. What? I gonna need confirmation on that one. Sounds too good to be true. Okay. So Misty Rainforest gets me a land here. I want an island, so this Mystic Sanctuary is live for next turn. We definitely want to play this Abrupt Decay on this turn cycle. Let's just get a basic island here. Okay, hold on. I gotta strap myself in and do a little actual magic here. So tap Astrolabe, tap Bauble. Hold on. No, we're not doing any of this before combat. And so I'm going to play this Abrupt Decay on this turn cycle. Let's just get this core Spirit Dancer off the battlefield. We're going to reset the Abrupt Decay on the next turn. So I think killing the Spirit Dancer is better than killing the Ethereal Armor. Killing the Ethereal Armor would be good because it stops them from having as much power. But I think we're okay to do it this way. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah. Means I can cast Yorion and draw infinite cards here. Sorry. Sky Noodle. Skadoosh. Okay, slide this, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this. And... oh, and Urza. There we go. Whee! Where'd it all go? Well, for my next trick. Shazam, baby! Alright. So you go here. Triggers. Let's put the artifact into play first, then the artifact tokens. This means I'm going to have as much mana as possible when I shoot. I did that backwards. I wanted to draw the cards after I put everything into play. But that's fine. Did I draw anything that I can actually use here? No. We're going to draw this card before their turn, or on their upkeep rather, just in case it's like a Cryptic Command or something else that actually helps me out here. Okay, so we just need to not die this turn. They do have setups that could kill me here, but I do have 2 foods I can sacrifice, so we should be okay. Sending you a link of the Yertle the Turtle song. Love it. Okay, so that's flying, sure. It doesn't have trample, so Goose can block that fine so far. Which is fine with me. Spider Umbra. Wow, that boy is large. That is a large bogle. One large bogly boy. Yeah, they scoop. go on a sideboard here. You'll love the vibe of it too. All right, I will check it out when I have a chance. Okay, so Aether Gust is red or green. Most of their deck is white and hexproof, so that's not great. Disfigure is probably okay. Abrupt Decay might be okay. Damping Sphere is probably better than Fatal Push in most instances. Although Nihil Spellbombs, I can keep 2, we'll cut some. Fatal Push is good to have against the core Spirit Dancers. Disfigure is definitely not. Basically everything they played last game was white and or hexproof. If it was green, it was hexproof, so I think we're good here. None of this seems particularly good in this match. I think we're just supposed to sort of overpower them like we did there. We're up a game now, so if we get in trouble, we'll get to go to game 3. I'm gonna love the vibe of the Yertle the Turtle rap by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. It does sound like a trip. Oh, Roy, did you appreciate the attention to detail with the meme? With the cards that are sitting at the table in Marge's book club or whatever it is, Marge's lunch party. Okay, can I keep this? I think I can, because EE on 1 could be really, really good against Bogles if they don't have the Umbras early on. Glade Cover Scout. Yep, that's basically how we would expect the game to start. Well, buddy, we've got one heck of a game starting off between these two titans of the format. It's Yorion the Sky Noodle, who is heading up Urza Sultai against the fabulous Bogles featuring Lurish. So, strap yourselves in because you are going to see some magic today. Thanks, sports fans. Okay, so we're going to play all of nothing this turn because we've got a surprise Sneck to fire off here, depending on how everything goes. Our Sneck cannot possibly have Death Touch, which could be a problem. We'll see. But being able to pop this Engineered Explosives on 1 is pretty great, because if they target their Glade Cover Scout with anything, was AFK back. Check out the detail of what cards are sitting at the table at Marge's dinner party. Yeah. I actually printed out from the website multiple other versions of it before I realized how I was supposed to put cards around the table. Yeah. Well, specifically 3 of those cards. I couldn't come up with the 4th one, but I think it was funny to have it be Liliana the Veil because she's basically soft banned from Modern now. Yeah, I thought it was a good setup. Poor Lily. I know, she did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong, and she has been banned from the format. This is not what we like to see. All right. Are they cycling another Horizon Can't? Good God, what are you trying to draw? What are you trying to draw? Seriously, I'm so intrigued. Path to Exile. That is fine. You got it. Boy, is my face red. Gee Willikers. Jiminy Gillikers. Jiminy Gillikers. Jiminy Gillikers. Looks like the first real card banned in Vintage. I mean, Scheherazade, right? I guess Scheherazade looks like a bit of a joke when you yeah, okay. I can accept that is a statement that sounds like fact. Do I want to play Emry here? Yeah, I do. Do 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 do. We flipped an Uro. Woof. That's what you like to see. This is one large lad. This was the original large lad. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. The original large lad. Spirit Link. That is one CMC. Resolves. What? Oh no, Roy, they've got a 1/1 with a lifelink style trigger. I think, yeah. I think there's probably a very similar reaction from their side of the table. Am I supposed to kill it now? Like, do I kill the... Do I just 2-for-1 them here? I don't even need to. And I'm gonna have mana up for the next while, so I don't... This is so awkward. I don't even need a Mystic Sanctuary or anything, so I'm gonna go get the Zagoth Triome here. So I think... I mean, I could play Uro this turn. I could play Bauble this turn. I mean, like, this is just... Seems real over. Which, this is not... For anyone who is watching this in the future, Revolt might matter more than normal in this game. Yeah, maybe... I think I'm just playing Urza this turn, though. Because then I have Metallic Rebuke up. I can even play the Damping Sphere. Like... And this leaves me with Engineered Explosives up. So I don't, like... I could play the Damping Sphere and still have EE up. So, like... Like, if they have another path here, I don't even really care all that much. Like, we have Mishra's Bauble for infinite Revolt triggers, right? Revolt conditions. I don't know how you run or refer to it, so I think we're okay. Seal of Primordium. No. I would prefer that you didn't. And they can't play anything else this turn, in theory. Certainly can't Veil of Summer this. Has conceded. Womp womp. And that's all she wrote. We're on riding the 3-0. Goodness gracious me. All right, well. Rolling onward. Onward and upwards, I suppose. Twirling towards freedom. Hot diggity dog. This is quite the day for Sultai Urza. Dropping only one game thus far to... Oh, okay. This is a trophy board leader. And Mana Symbol running into the first potential real competition here against Carlos Almeida. Well known for his finishes on the Magic Online leaderboard. Once again revealing Obosh the Prey Piercer. All right. So we've got turn 2 Emry with a double goose finish. That's tasty. I'm gonna take it. What's your record in this league? 3-0, baby. Also, to finally play you. Man, so multiple times in the last little while I've run into these trophy board leader people, and they always ask me what my record is. It's very interesting. It used to tell you somewhere what your opponent's... You're the final boss. I will make this fight legendary. Me and my Sky Noodle. Yes, the one and only Carlos Almeida keeps the 7, heads into turn 1 here. And this Gruul deck can put out an unbelievable amount of pressure through the early game. Let's see what he's got. Forest, Arbor Elf, one of the ideal starts. Potentially everything that he wants in life is on the battlefield already. Okay, so we're going to play Goose the second. And then Emry, Lurker of the Loch. And we'll see if we mill anything great. Uro would be one of the best possible hits here. We do have 4 in the deck. Is the prize payout large enough to explain their inquiries? I mean, only if you think that they're going to offer me... only if you think they're going to offer me to concede or something like that, which, by the way, I have had happen. Okay, so Mountain there means they can't get the absolute nut opening here of Utopia Sprawl providing them with 4 mana. Although it doesn't really matter. Oh, down goes Emry. It doesn't really matter because they don't have 4 drops in the deck, but they could play a 3 and a Lightning Bolt with this setup, so. Okay. I could play Yorion this turn and just flicker my 2 geese. I'm kind of tempted to, because the rest of my hand is pretty medium. The thing is, it's not going to draw me anything else, so let's play Growth on the island, draw a card, play the Bauble, maybe play the Mystic Sanctuary. I'll play 2 Baubles. And I want to crack these before my opponent's turn. Let's play the Mystic Sanctuary tapped in case for some reason we lose a Goose. Since I can draw interaction. Top of their deck was Seasoned Pyromancer, that's fine. And we want to draw, yeah, again, we're drawing proactively because we want to draw any interaction that is on the top of our deck right now. Like that. That's not it. Rats. Yep, what do you got? Cannot be the Seasoned Pyromancer. Tireless Tracker. Interesting. Interesting. That's not common. Okay. I do have Engineered Explosives that I can use to potentially blow up their clues. Do they have a Lightning Bolt for one of my geese here? I wonder. Seal of Fire. Well, that'll do it. Are they going to fire it off proactively, I wonder? They do. Do I have a response? Could tap my land and my goose to sack a food to make a food. But, you know, seems like a lot of hoops to jump through. All right, let's draw good cards, question mark? Not the best. Okay, I guess we're just playing Yorion and drawing 1 card. And having a 4/5 in play against their very hefty tracker. Can't do anything else? Is killing the tracker worth? Not this turn. I don't think so. Obviously, worst case scenario is that they have another fetch land. And that sucks. But I don't think that that's worthwhile. Like, it's definitely something I can do, but it costs me a food anyway and my entire turn, so I don't really think it's worthwhile. You know, we're just gonna play the Sky Noodle, draw a card, and hope that that is some variety of valuable. I think in terms of what this deck is trying to do, is capable of doing, this has been a really mediocre draw. Our Emry was really bad and died immediately. Like, it didn't flip an Uro or any playable artifacts. Obviously, it died immediately, so it didn't really matter that it didn't flip any playable artifacts, but still, we would have liked to see something. Okay, so this time I stacked it correctly where I make the food first and draw the card after. It's not particularly relevant, but it could be. Ice-Fang is a good pickup. There is a chance we get to crack an EE on 0 before... Okay, they're cracking their clues really proactively. I wasn't expecting them to do that. This is weird. I think it means their hand is really soft. Or they're looking for like Utopia Sprawl before they start casting spells. That's a strange play, for sure, I would think. I don't think that is at all what they would really like to be doing. We don't even have a single instant or sorcery in our graveyard right now to Mystic Sanctuary for, which is kind of crazy. They're probably trying to hit their land drops to cast Obosh. Yeah, I guess so. But they have so many cards in hand, I feel like proactively playing out the cards in their hand might be better than that, but I don't know. We're definitely not blocking this tracker. Our 4/5 Sky Noodle is pretty valuable to us. It's a deterrent for a lot of smaller creatures attacking. Another Arbor Elf. Cool. So we do get to EE on 0 this turn. We'll use our food to cast it, or at least to activate it, and blow up their clues. Although, is it worth EEing on 1? Do we want to EE on 1? I think we do. Kill 2 Arbor Elves, which really limits their mana. And then we'll be able to surprise snake their Tireless Tracker. So play EE on 1, and then spend 2 mana, and then we have 2 left for Ice-Fang. So I think that's fine. We'll leave... Oh, this is going to kill my Abundant Growth. Although the Abundant Growth is not super relevant right now since I already have Yorion cast. So we want to do this now. And the question is, do I want to crack my foods or not? I don't think so. I think I'd rather leave my foods in play. They're kind of valuable. So I have to leave up blue-green because we're going to lose this Abundant Growth. So we'll do it that way. I could make the food, but I want to be able to cast this Ice-Fang Coatl because it could be a nice 2-for-1. Bit of an odd game, but we have lots of really good draws in our deck, so this is just... Oh, Pyromancer, we need to have that. That's fair. But they have 4 cards in hand, so they do get to do some really good filtering here and making tokens, but they dish 2 spells, so they're just looking for land drops, probably to get up to Obosh. Tapped. Cool. So that means we're going to get to kill their tracker here. It already drew them multiple cards, but... Got him. Little surprised that they walked into this, but I guess anyone can get got. Now I really want to EE on 0 again. I guess I could crack both my foods, play EE on 0, and crack the EE on 0. I'm surprised they attacked. Yeah, me too. Me too. Sanctuary, again, as I mentioned, there's literally nothing to Sanctuary back yet. So I can shock Breeding Pool, sack a food, EE on 0, pop it. And I'm way ahead on the race already. I think that's probably worth doing. If they hit the land, they could Obosh this turn. They already played one of the lands that they drew. They could have drawn another. Is there literally no spell in here? There's nothing. God, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do the craziness. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Kill them. Kill them all. Smash. Sky Noodle. If we draw a Cryptic Command at any reasonable point, we're going to be cooking with propane here. It's really... This game has been really bizarre. This is very, very strange. This is not how this is supposed to work at all. Goodness gracious. Okay, this is going to make everything a lot more awkward. So I think we're just playing... There's only one Mystic Sanctuary left in my deck, I'm pretty sure. Which is like super awkward considering I haven't reset a single spell. There's a good chance they exile a land here. Should have attacked Klothys. I wish. I wonder if they're going to go for mana here. No. Okay. So they're going to drain me. Did they draw the land then? They did. Okay. Well, that's really bad. So I'm going to play Obosh, crack me for 4. And since I'm not playing Teamer, I don't have access to Galvanic Blast. It's Glory Banger? That still doesn't wake up their Klothys. No, it's Obosh. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take 4, and then basically on the next turn, this game's going to be very much out of reach very quickly. So we need to pick up Cryptic Command or something similar. So I'm going to fetch just a touch. It's probably irrelevant, but that's a good one. That's a good one. Klothys, she's great. She got them thick thighs. She doing leg day, day. Well, that's a shame. Still don't have anything to reset, so do that. I'm gonna attack for 4. And hopefully not die. If they have a lightning bolt, they can just blow out or just kill my Uro on my turn, but I don't think we have any other way out of this, so green, blue, land. We can play the EE. Ice-Fang we cannot, Gilded Goose we cannot, Abundant Growth we cannot, and land we cannot. Go! Thought Deathrite Shaman counted as 2 pips. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. I got you, Roy. But no, that's not how that works. That is not how that works. Okay, they don't know I can't play anything. They don't know how dead I am. So we're going to take 4, and then if they attack as is, we'll take another 4. So we'll be going to 7. Again, as is. That's assuming they have nothing else. A single lightning bolt won't kill me in one direction, but it will kill me in the other direction. No, it won't. Glory Banger. Yeah, we're super dead to that. That was the absolute perfect draw. If we had the Metallic Rebuke accessible, we'd be okay, but we can't beat that considering the way the rest of that went. So we done died. Okay, so Aether Gust, good. Disfigure, good. Spellbomb, Rebuke, probably all the Rebukes in one Spellbomb. So we're bringing in Aether Gust and Disfigure, so we're actually bringing in more interaction. Spellbomb is important for the artifact count. I think this is fine. It's weird for me to keep 2 decays, but not bring in the 3rd decay, but I think that's fine. Because it doesn't kill Klothys. And it, yeah, I don't know. That's probably wrong, but I'm just not sure. I'm gonna keep doing it the way I've been doing it. Seems reasonable. Come on, Sky Noodle. Let's go. Let's get there. They got their cool classic Theros display picture. Yeah. Awkward but acceptable. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go Bauble myself, and then figure out where we're at from there. Because if I have another potentially untapped land, that's gonna change. Does that change anything? Not really. No, it does. It does. Uro on top. Okay, 'cause I can shuffle that away, getting a Triome, since I'm going to play a tap land anyway. Although this doesn't have to be a tap land. Awkward. Okay, because next turn I want to be able to kill a 1-drop creature. And I can't play in Cracky in a single turn. So let's just get the Triome, shuffle away that Uro, and see if I can draw something excuse me, better. Because mostly what we need here is not that. Wow. 3 Mystic Sanctuaries and 80 cards. And we've drawn 2 in 2 games. Whew. No turn 1 play. Well, that's pretty good considering how lackluster my draw has been. And play EE on 1, pass the turn. Even though they didn't play anything on 1, I think this is fine. And we couldn't get the Emry into play anyway. I know, right? These sanctuaries are they're like Dryad Arbors. I mean, nothing's as bad as Dryad Arbor, but you get my meaning. They're not playing well with others. This is the second time that I've had a Gruul opponent play like this in game 2. It's crazy. I don't know if this is correct, but it probably might be. Okay. So am I just playing Uro this turn? I guess so. Doesn't play well with others, it seems familiar. Yeah. The problem with playing Uro is I could get eaten by a Magus of the Moon. That would put me in a really bad spot. And they got to have something reasonable in their hand. So I think we'll play land Emry. Potentially untap land Emry. And then if they play a Magus here, I get to go fetch and kill it. Hopefully they don't have specifically Stomp in their hand, because that's just such a clean 2-for-1. But, yeah. Bolt? Bolt is fine. I'm fine with not getting 2-for-1'd. They follow up with Emry, it's going to be a bit of a thing, but it's fine. If I get Watery Grave or Breeding Pool, then when I play this Mystic Sanctuary, I could reset the Disfigure. That is not... Okay. Okay. It's not a Magus of the Moon. That's I can't deal with that. Oh, why? All right, it's fine. We were pretty lucky up to this point. I think I'm fetching Snow-Covered Forest because this allows me to play Astrolabe or Abundant Growth. And we're 1 color away from playing that. But that almost couldn't have gone worse. I was prepared for 1 play. I was not prepared for that one. But it is good to know that sort of like the week after I hypothesized about Blood Moon being a better choice. Oh, that is so frustrating. About a week after I hypothesized about Blood Moon being a better choice in the meta than Magus of the Moon, we're seeing results like this in situations like this. So we're going to pop the Engineering Explosives here. Do I need to do it here? I can do it on my turn, probably. So don't think it costs me too much. We might be able to eventually catch a spot where they tap down. Oh, Goose. Okay, Goose is an interesting reason that I... Hold on. Shoot, that was a mistake. Should have popped the E before I played the Goose, but whatever. Now I'm in a bit of a spot again. Yeah, that's a small misplay, I think, overall. We'll see if it ends up being a big deal. I guess if they play Glorybringer without doing anything else, then that'll obviously have been a bad thing. Let us see. Let us see. Oh no. As long as this isn't Glorybringer. Oh look, it's specifically Glorybringer. Alright, I think we're just done. Although, it didn't matter because they had the 5th land. So they would have done this next turn anyway, even if I had popped the E first. Are they exerting? Of course they are. Okay. We're going to stay in a little while longer, but seems pretty desperate. Yeah. All right. That's a shame, but they had a really good hand. So And we didn't have Aether Gust, which we kind of needed there. I wonder if you're supposed to bring Dispel it in that matchup. It counters Stomp and Lightning Bolt and Veil of Summer for 1 mana. Feels bad. No, I mean, they're a good player. They're a good player, and they won that game by playing into an idea that I had a week or 2 ago about the modern metagame. So, like, you know, it feels good to be right. Hand seems fine. We're on the play. Yep. Time to spin my wheels. Great meta call. Yeah, I mean, I do play a chunk of Modern. I would like to think I know what's up. They're on a Lurus deck and they mulled a 5. You think this is Bogles? I think it's probably Bogles. I love playing decks like this against, but can we just take 2 seconds? Just brief aside in the words, to use a little Shakespearean language on my day. We're going to have a little bit of an aside here because I love playing decks that don't fold to Bogles, and man, the burn decks nowadays probably fold to Bogles so fast. What's on top? Pop on top. Hop on top. Pop on top. Hop on pop? Hop on pop. That's what I want. Thoughtseize. Boosh. Nailed it. Nailed it. That is why Mishra's bobbled on their upkeep. The downside of this is if they slam their Thoughtseize on turn 1, I'm going to lose my one and only card that I can actually play in my hand. But they didn't, which is great. So they are on the black-red aggressive or the Mardu version of Lurus. So we know where we're at in the matchup already. I probably should have played Prismatic Vista there, but that's okay. They're not necessarily going to play the Thoughtseize this turn. Inquisition. I wonder if they have the other land. Yeah, we'll let this resolve because if they don't have another land, I get to play the Ice-Fang afterwards and keep whatever I draw. If they fire off the Thoughtseize, they have to take a gamble. However, you probably already knew that. I'm re-listening to the newest episode of Faithless Brewing. Blue-white Boggles looks especially enticing. Yeah. If you want to see me play it this week, just let me know. I can swap out. If you check my schedule, by the way, I have posted decks that I plan on playing every single night this week. I posted 2 decks per night, so except for Friday. So I kind of put together a reasonable, I don't know, guess at what I might be playing all week. Jeez! Excuse me, I would like to draw some spells. I thought that I had spells in my deck. Pretty sure when I built my deck that I had spells. Okay, that was a mistake. I should have played this to have the potential to get a snow-covered swamp, which would give my Ice-Fang Death Touch. However, it's gonna kind of work out in my favor, I guess, assuming they don't have another land. Yeah, cool. So they kill my Ice-Fang. We're gonna go fetch Shock, Watery Grave. Oh no, wait! I just have this. So we'll just get my Zagoth Triome. I forgot that I had an Abundant Growth Forest here, so still want to fetch up as many islands as possible as we're going. Yeah. I figured it out. I forgot that I had the... I honestly, for a second there, I was like, yeah, Abundant Growth. 1 green, enchant land, draw a card, period. I completely spaced on the fact that it actually has more text. We're going to go ahead and play this Urza. Urza is larger than most of their 1 mana removal, and if they Thoughtseize my Uro, I don't care. So... And then I think next turn we can play Uro and escape it. No, not quite. We need 1 more mana after that. Oh no, if I keep my Construct, we can. So let's see what they're up to. We can definitely play the Thoughtseize this turn. Dark Confidant. Okay, that's beautiful. I think they're way too far behind in this matchup right now. And that really seals the deal nicely. Okay. I can Mystic Sanctuary my Fatal Push back on top, play Uro, and cast it. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do the good thing. We're going to hop on the bad foot and do the good thing. Come on, baby. Let's go. Go, baby. Very good. Okay, cool. That thing, this thing, kill that thing. And then I still have... They conceded. I still had Metallic Rebuke afterwards, too, which was going to be... Yeah, they were just buried at that point. So we got the main deck Nihil Spellbombs. MrRaeb, who piloted this to winning the challenge, said that that was one of the biggest advantages of playing black, but we also get Disfigure and Abrupt Decay out of the sideboard. I'm not sure if I want Aether Gust in this matchup, or Dispel I probably don't. Disfigure and Abrupt Decay, I do. Probably cutting Metallic Rebuke, although it's probably okay to have it early. Maybe we're supposed to do a split of other things. I don't feel like going down on Cryptics could be right. So this is like board interaction for counter magic. Seems good. Back in 2 seconds and then we'll get into the last one. Utopia Sprawl, Abundant Growth, Wild Growth. If you only had access to one of the following, which would you prefer? Probably Abundant Growth because it seems the most fair. What's the text on Wild Growth though? Wild Growth, Aura, Enchant Land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional green. I think Abundant Growth is sort of my favorite of those effects because it just draws a card, and I like that. It seems more fair, I guess. And then after that, Utopia Sprawl, because even though Utopia Sprawl needs to go in a forest, it gives you more access to other colors. And then Wild Growth after that, because Wild Growth, it just generally seems like the worst one. I mean, obviously it does have the upside of it doesn't need to enchant a forest, so it's like kind of okay in the in like the Blood Moon deck. But I think Wild Growth is probably the worst. I just like the fact that the that Abundant Growth is just like fixing and card draw. That's all I want to do is play 5-color decks that draw cards. I'm a simple man, Roy. I'm a simple man. I'm a simple kind of man. We keep this hand. We're gonna rock in the free world here. Keep on rocking the free world. Keep on rocking the free world. Okay, I think I'm playing Gilded Goose on 1, and playing Goose on 1 requires fetching breeding. Okay, so now I drew this, which means I have slightly better options. 5-color decks are nice. I agree with you, but a lot of the Legacy community doesn't, which is weird because they already had them beforehand. I think is the 5-color decks that are full of too many basics is what they're having a problem with, because they had Wasteland as a check before. Okay, so I think we got to play Goose on 1. I think it's just pretty much always the best choice. In order to do that, I have to fetch Shock. Their deck is aggressive, but it's not as crazy aggressive as the more burn version, so I think we're okay to fetch Shock here. I did learn a lot from playing Winota Rider, and what was the other control deck I played? I think I just played Iceberg Control recently, and I was just like, if you fetch Shock for your colors on turn like 1 and 2, a lot of the time by casting the spells early, you end up making up more mana Or more, you make up more life by interacting than you would by just taking all the damage. Seal of Fire, okay. That's something. So this turn might be play Astrolabe, play EE on 1. That was a good pickup. 2 Swift Spears, 2 copies of Taylor. That's something. I guess I can flash in Ice-Fang Coatl, assuming they don't do anything, but I think having EE as a twofer is probably like the most important thing. That was a good pickup. Here's my explosives. We got the food token, so we have 3 life in the bank. So hopefully their hand isn't like bolt, bolt, bolt. Well, one of the things was the land, so thank goodness. They can get Luris, but they can't play anything with it yet. They haven't played a single piece of discard this game. Wonder if they... Oh, they're just playing Luris and cracking in for 2, huh? It's not too bad. Because that means on the next turn, if they want to go for maximized damage, they're going to play Seal of Fire before combat to get the trigger, but then I get to blow up their Swift Spears, and then they have to shoot me with the Seal of Fire. It does kill my Astrolabe, which is not the best. Is there any world in which playing Uro this turn is acceptable? No. I pretty much have to engineer explosives this turn, I think. Which means I have to play Watery Grave. Then we're going to take 5. Then on the next turn, we're going to play Uro and have Ice-Fang Coatl. Then they're going to be able to play the Swift Spear back out. And if they don't sacrifice the Seal of Fire, which they probably won't, it means the Ice-Fang Coatl doesn't get to do anything. Suffice it to say, we are in deep stuff. Okay. I think we need to draw something like Fatal Push or Disfigure, which means we have 6 hits, which is good. Depending on their hand, it might not matter. Thoughtseize is fine. It's definitely fine. It's fine. I didn't want my surprise snake anyway. I didn't want him. Fuck you, buddy. Hey, man. Fuck you, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy. Not your guy, friend. So going to 7. Nightmare Cat. Getting cracked in the face here for Tree. They bring back Taylor Swift Spear. Oh, those Canadians. I know. They're great. Ooh, second Soul Scar. Oh, this is where I wish this deck had copies of Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter is so freaking good, man. Okay, well, they're on nothing in hand. So they've got the Seal of Fire in their graveyard. Urza is an interesting draw. I don't think that it helps me at all yet. Maybe next turn. So we could play the Vista, play the Uro. Uro can't reset anything, so that's not great. Play the Uro, we go to 10, which is death. So we need to draw a piece of interaction. That's not it. Uro dies. Play the Bauble. Could Bauble for the piece of interaction? They're drawing Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, so that doesn't add to their board. So we got to draw something like Fatal Push or Disfigure right here. Let's stop after we draw it. It's their upkeep. That's not interaction. Death. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can do 9 as far as I know right now. They could maximize their damage by doing 9. So technically we're not dead. And then on the next turn, I need to draw an untapped green or blue to be able to play my Uro back out of the graveyard. because I can't fetch a third island for this Mystic Sanctuary to come in untapped, and I can't fetch an untapped land with my Delta or my Misty Rainforest because I'll just die. So we're about to take 7. We'll go to 3. They can Seal of Fire me whenever they want. So we're basically just dead. I don't know what I could possibly draw, but I think we're still just going to sit here. Okay. I guess Cryptic Command almost gets me there. Nope. Okay, super dead. So we're going to go fetch. They should kill me in response. There it is. We're going to fetch again. Oh, I should have done that in the... Should have fetched for a shock. No, I wanted to shock it. Okay, going to game 3. All right now, ladies. All right. Do I want Aether Gust? I don't think so. G3, let's go. Yeah, I think I do want Aether Gust. It's probably better than like 1 Cryptic and 1 Emry. I feel like Emry's just going to die to everything. Emry's probably better to have on the play, but nah, that's fine. Let's just draw some of our interaction this game. We basically drew no black interactive spells that game. No Nihil Spellbomb. So it's just generally clunky and slow. We're looking for something pretty aggressive. I wonder if I'm supposed to be bringing Damping Sphere. Maybe. Probably not. All right. Sky Noodle. Woof. Mulligan. Not keeping that one. That is better? Yeah, this is actually significantly better. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom the Zagoth Triome, because I'd rather fetch that when I want to play a card like that. We're going to play turn 1 Astrolabe, and we're going to pray that they're not on a whole bunch of discard this game. Wow, this is... We're playing a 29 land 80 card deck, which is not high. And we are flooding a lot. A lot. Okay. I think I would like to have this Abrupt Decay ready for if they sort of go all in. And then we can play Spellbomb, tap Tomb next turn. Yeah. So Spear, sure. Nothing. Okay. We can fetch green or black. I'd rather fetch green because that gets us close to casting Uro. Because then we've got green, blue, blue, and green. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Cling to dust my Abrupt Decay. Sure. That's fair. Quickly clearing out my removal so I cannot get any extra advantage from it. That's fair. Yeah, we'll just play the 1 Nihil Spellbomb this turn. We're not going to pop it unless I have a specific reason to do so. Because once Urza comes down, I want as many artifacts in play and as much mana as possible. Assuming that they don't have Thoughtseize this turn, which they probably do. But maybe it'll be an Inquisition. Maybe we'll get lucky. The Inquisition is coming. No, it's not, because if it was, they would have played it before combat. So there will be no Inquisition in this battlefield. 9. I wonder if they're playing Light of the Stage? No. Flat nothing. That's crazy talk. They could have Words. Speak words. They could have Fatal Push because they can crack Sunbaked Canyon for it, but I still get a lot of upside here, even if they push my Urza in response to the trigger. So let's see what's up. Trigger. Resolves? Sick. Maybe? Maybe, baby. Because if they... No? Okay. So we're going to tap Nihil Spellbomb, filter it through the Astrolabe to play Astrolabe. Then we'll tap the Astrolabe to play the Nihil Spellbomb, I think. I wonder if they bolt. That'd be kind of interesting. What is Kolaghan's Command? Oh, I forgot about that card. And the fact that it would be in their deck. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't do anything about it. Nope. All right. Good twofer. Good twofer. I mean, I still get to draw a card here, so. Ooh, I get to play that. Sick. Sick. All right. Out of all the things we could have drawn, that's like probably A+. Didn't mill an Uro or anything else particularly valuable, but we're in a pretty good spot here. They can play Lurrus into Soulscar Mage. Let's see what they have. Then we get to Yorion and flicker our whole board, which is kind of gross. Hey, it's that thing I said they were going to do. Man, I'm going to get a pretty obnoxious amount of value here, though. I guess I'd rather play this than hold on to it for cycling. We're not attacking, so we can tap Emry, play the Spellbomb. Okay. And then we tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty close on what I would prefer to have untapped, because I'm going to have 2 Astrolabes anyway, but let's play Sky Noodle. Scraw! Okay. Blink, 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 blink. We're blinking the spell bombs so that we have them untapped to clear out my opponent's graveyard on their turn. I don't know if I want to proactively do a spell bomb here. I guess I'll see if I draw any interaction or anything that I would prefer to play now. So get the construct into play first. That's what we wanted to do previous times. Didn't flip any spells. That's a shame. We did flip a Bauble. Ice-Fang is fine. Abundant Growth is not great. Okay, so I have no interaction that I need to play, although I could play the Ice-Fang. It's not really worth clearing out their graveyard right now, since they can't cast any of it, so let's just ship it over. We're in a pretty good spot here, which feels super weird to say. Thoughtseize. Okay, so I get to play this in response, at least. Let's tap artifacts for the most part to do so. I'm going to tap 1 Spellbomb. I don't need both. And I need a green mana. Do I want to filter through the Astrolabe? No, let's just play it that way. Ice-Fang is pretty good to have in play here. I guess I could also draw... Oh, okay. Would you like the Astrolabe or the not quite Astrolabe? Got a pretty good board going on. Yeah, they'll take the Astrolabe because it is an artifact, so it's slightly superior here. Sunbaked Canyon Crack. I wonder if they have a Fatal Push. I guess we're about to find out. They did get to clear for removal before they did that, so... But Lurrus can't replay anything right now, which is kind of great from my perspective. Soulscar. Yep, that's fine. Oh, this kitty's not so frightening. Oh, you're just a cutie. You're just a cutie. That's what you are. You're a cutie. All right. I could spin Urza end of turn, but I don't think that's particularly valuable here. So we'll just go to my turn and take over this game, I suppose. Still have not hit an Udo, which I have 4 of in my deck. Pet, pet, pet. Yeah, that's right. Just kitty. You're just such a cute kitty. That's right, buddy. Okay, play Bauble. Play Astrolabe. And we're just trying to draw. See if we can hit. Shoot, I played my land earlier. Okay, so there was a mistake there. Cling to Dust. Let's exile 5 other cards. They could sack at instant speed. So let's clear out their yard and draw a card, since that's pretty good to do now. Yes. We're looking for some kind of interaction here. I guess if I play Emry and I hit an Uro now, I can play the Uro still. So let's do that. We'll keep this Emry, the fresh Emry, the new model. Hotter and younger. Just like, it's a very presidential choice to keep that one. And then I think we'll attack for 4. Do I want to attack for more than 4? Do I want to attack with the construct? It doesn't really matter. They'll just play. They'll just play it. Whatever they pick. Listen, man. I'm just talking the truth, man. I'm just telling it like it is. You know. I mean, that's just how it be. That phrase, every time I hear that phrase, I'm like, that is not, I don't know if that's actually an okay thing to say. Oh, and now I get to reset a piece of removal, actually. So this is kind of sick. So draw a card, play Mystic Sanctuary. That was like the perfect thing to draw because we put an Aether Gust on top. Yes, please. Then I play the Abundant Growth once that trigger is finished resolving. So we'll play this Abundant Growth on the untapped land by tapping Astrolabe and filtering. Yeah, that's fine. Tap the Astrolabe, filter through the other Astrolabe, and then I still can play, yeah, the Aether Gust that I drew. So that was a turn. I don't know what I did, but I think I did. I think I might have won. I'm not sure. Whenever someone says that, I picture some decrepit gardener yelling at their tools. I mean, like, that's what I'd like to believe that most people think of, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah. Oh, sorry, my caps lock. So yeah, that is the Yorion deck doing its thing. We got to a 4-1 here, so really, really nice result from this list from MrRaeb, who won the challenge with it. So let's talk about why this deck is good. I mean, I already covered the fundamentals of it, but that explosive 2 turns in that last game there, that is why this deck is very good. So the Temur Urza deck did the same thing. You really don't need any of the red or black parts of it, but red or black add good removal for this archetype, and a third color for things like engineered explosives. And while you're playing 80 cards, you kind of have some free space to get some things in there to shore up your weaknesses. Nihil Spellbomb didn't seem particularly great in this small sample size, but again, this was not a specifically competitive metagame. We did run into all sorts of nonsense. We beat one Groll deck and we lost the other Groll deck. The Groll deck is still very, very good, and the person we were playing against had the correct meta choice of Blood Moon, which completely wrecked us in game 3, and we had a little bit of rough luck on that one. We're going to be moving on to another deck that has been picking up a lot of traction, still in the 80 card space, which is, where is it hiding? We're going to be playing the Scape Shift deck, not Lutri Shift. Bob the Dog, there you go. Scape Shift Yorion. So this is another 80 card blue-based control deck that we're going to be playing in Modern. Well proven over the last couple of weeks and currently maneuvering its way up to the top of the Modern metagame, so stick around. I haven't played too many of these decks, so that should be a little bit more complicated from my side of things. If you didn't think that the Urza deck that I was playing in that league had enough complicated lines, this one is going to be even maybe a little bit more crazy for me, or maybe a lot more straightforward. So stick around, and I'll see you in a second. Drafted Scape Shifts today. It was glorious, but it didn't fare terribly well against unfair decks. Guess what I faced in a vintage Rotisserie draft? I would assume some unfair decks. I would assume you probably faced against someone who was playing Time Bolt.